Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Frameshift drive charging. Fuel scooping complete. scan complete. Surface scanned by 50%.
Delta Pavonis hosts political conference. Delegations from the Federation and the dictator Yuri Grom are meeting to determine the Delta Pavonis system's future. Both are on a diplomatic mission to convince its controlling faction to either swear allegiance to Yuri Grom or become a federal member state. Delta Pavonis was one of the original signatories of the Federal Accord in 2242, but has recently been governed by an independent autocracy. Yuri Grom himself is present, having arrived on the megaship Indomitable. Grom was once a respected admiral in the Federal Navy, before defecting with huge numbers of ships and followers. They established the independent EG Union, which he presides over as a military dictatorship. The rival delegation is led by Ambassador Delphine Dumont of the Federal Diplomatic Corps. They were transported on the Freedoms Foundation megaship courtesy of Delta Pavonis Galactic Interstellar, which formerly controlled the system. The ambassador invited newsfeeds to witness her initial introduction to Yuri Grom, who seemed slightly taken aback by her warm greeting. Grand Duke Simeon Petrescu, ruler of the autocracy of Delta Pavonis, told attending journalists, "The conference will take place in Kessler City on Reagan's legacy, where our distinguished guests will enjoy our famous hospitality. I look forward to learning more about their respective proposals." This is the first time that the Federation has diplomatically engaged with Yuri Grom. Political observers noted that this tactful approach may be due to several federal factions recently declaring independence. Progress between Federation and Yuri Grom. Negotiations between an heir for Hadrian Duval. Lady Astrid Minerva Duval, wife of Hadrian Augustus Duval, has confirmed that she is expecting a child in December, The story was broken by the Parisian News Network. Lady Astrid was visibly overjoyed as she told us of her pregnancy and of Hadrian's excitement at being a father. Her only complaint was that she's no longer allowed to fly support missions for Nova Imperium. Once a commander, always a commander. Mainstream media channels also commented on the news. The Imperial Herald. This has caused tangible ripples of unease in the Senate. Since neither Emperor Arisa Lavigny de Val nor Princess Aisling de Val have heirs, Hadrian's claim to the throne will be strengthened if he alone ensures that the de Val bloodline continues. Ionakana. Who cares about the spawn of Emperor Hengist's illegitimate grandson? The NMLA may have assassinated much of the imperial family, but this outcast boy is still a footnote in their noble history. Vox Galactica. Despite his unofficial status, Hadrian de Val has many silent supporters within the Empire. His isolationist stance appeals to nostalgic citizens, as does returning to the tradition of male emperors. Should Hadrian have a son, he may feel empowered to seek his birthright more forcefully. Delta Pavonis hosts political conference. Delegations from the Federation and the dictator Yuri Grom are meeting to determine the
Surface scan complete.
Salvation takes credit for repelling Thargoids. The anonymous man of science Salvation has claimed responsibility for the Thargoids' unexplained departure from the Cornsar system. Salvation had predicted, but his claim was discounted by Aegis and other authorities. After a few days, the Thargoid vessels fled abruptly, leaving behind wreckages across the system. The following message was transmitted on public channels. This is Salvation. The Thargoid invasion of Cornsar has now been repulsed, thanks to prototype anti-Xeno weaponry that I have been developing for some time. I have achieved what Aegis could not, an effective deterrent against the alien threat. Refinement of this weapon is at a critical stage, so I cannot reveal any details. I only regret that my warning was not heeded in time to save everyone on the 2 starports. This triumph was only possible thanks to those loyal pilots who answered my call. Rewards will shortly be available from the Bright Sentinel megaship in the Mbuni system. Salvation's identity and capabilities remain unknown, but he has established a reputation as a rival to Aegis. He is also knowledgeable about Azimuth Biochemicals, a research company connected to the earliest recorded encounters with Guardian and Thargoid artifacts. Progress between Saud Kruger seeks new holiday worlds. Pilots Federation alert. An initiative to gather data on potential tourist destinations has been launched by shipbuilding corporation Saud Kruger. The luxury passenger ship manufacturer aims to identify new Earth-like planets that would be attractive to holidaymakers. These trips will be managed by its subsidiary, Astrogator Tours. CEO Stanislav Kruger announced the campaign to the press. We are keen to acquire data on Earth-like worlds to assess their suitability as destinations for future holidaymakers seeking the adventure of a lifetime. However, all exploration data is valuable and will earn generous payments. In addition, our marketing department is keen to receive images of eye-catching sites found within unpopulated systems containing Earth-like worlds to spot the most potentially exciting additions to the Astrogator Tours catalog. Vistanis Incorporated has agreed to organize the initiative on behalf of Saud Kruger. Contributing pilots are invited to deliver exploration data to your port in the Vistanis system. They can also submit their most compelling images by Thursday the 30th of September. By Thursday the 28th of October, the most suitable locations will receive tourist beacons and credit the commander for their submission where appropriate. If successful, Saud Kruger's Dolphin, Orca and Beluga liner ships will be reduced in price for 1 week from Friday the 1st of October, with a percentage dependent on the volume of data received. There will also be a discount on the luxury class cabins used by these crafts to transport VIP passengers. Progress between Federation.
Surface scan complete.
Negotiations between the Federation and self-styled dictator Yuri Grom are underway to determine the Delta Pavonis system's allegiance. Political correspondent Conrad Sterling published an update for Vox Galactica. In recent years, Yuri Grom has developed a degree of mystique. He was one of the few leaders not to attend the Galactic Summit, and news from within his dominion was scarce. But now he is visibly relishing the opportunity to confront federal representatives under the protection of diplomatic immunity. Initial exchanges were belligerent as both sides argued over who would be the most beneficial partner. This was to be expected since Delta Pavonis is one of the Federation's founding systems, and it would be a significant coup for EG Union to establish a presence so close to Sol. What was unexpected was the mutual respect that gradually developed between Yuri Grom and Ambassador Delphine Dumont. Her charming manner clearly appealed to the dictator, even bringing forth his thunderous laughter on occasion. A deal is now being discussed that would allow the autocracy of Delta Pavonis to have trade and political ties with both parties while remaining independent. Perhaps the Federation has learned some lessons from the recent rebellion, and perhaps Yuri Grom's hatred of the superpower he once served is finally abating. Progress between Federation and Yuri Grom. Negotiations between the Federation and self-styled
Surface scan complete.
Thargoids vanish from Sadr System. Pilots Federation alert. The Thargoid vessels attacking the Sadr System have unexpectedly departed from the region. For the last 4 days, independent pilots and local security forces have been in combat against the alien ships. Although some were destroyed in battle, the remainder have abruptly withdrawn back into hyperspace. The starports Chadwick Port and Ito Market sustained heavy damage during the assault, leaving thousands dead and wounded. Evacuation efforts are still underway to rescue the survivors from both stations. Marshal Noah Sharrow, the ruler of Sadr, made this statement: "We cannot say why the Thargoids have gone, only that we are grateful they have. I thank all the brave pilots who fought valiantly to defend our people." Sightings of crashed Thargoid vessels on planetary bodies in the Sadr system have been confirmed by Aegis observation teams. As yet, there are no official explanations. Delta Pavonis hosts political conference. Delegations from the Federation and the dictator Yuri Grom are meeting to determine the Delta Pavonis system's future. Both are on a diplomatic mission to convince its controlling faction to either swear allegiance to Yuri Grom or become a federal member state. Delta Pavonis was one of the original signatories of the Federal Accord in 2242, but has recently been governed by an independent autocracy. Yuri Grom himself is present, having arrived on the megaship Indomitable. Grom was once a respected admiral in the Federal Navy, before defecting with huge numbers of ships and followers. They established the independent EG Union, which he presides over as a military dictatorship. The rival delegation is led by Ambassador Delphine Dumont of the Federal Diplomatic Corps. They were transported on the Freedom's Foundation megaship courtesy of Delta Pavonis Galactic Interstellar, which formerly controlled the system. The ambassador invited newsfeeds to witness her initial introduction to Yuri Grom, who seemed slightly taken aback by her warm greeting. Grand Duke Simeon Petrescu, ruler
Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete. Surface scanned by 50%. Surface scan complete. Surface scan complete. Orbital flight engaged.